Hello, Vudani here, and today I'm going to bring you another commentary for my engineer. I am using the Skirmishing Alchemist build, which is a build I went over in a previous video. I'll link on screen to that now if you are interested in checking that out. The build did get nerfed. It's still, however, very viable. I still enjoy this the most out of what I've tested, although the nerfs to the pistol definitely bring out some other options with the engineer. And as you see now, I am just absolutely getting destroyed by confusions as well as AoE damage. I didn't really recognize that fast enough, but I end up popping my ultimate with the heals and everything I have, pretty much everything I have there to survive. And I do end up losing focus on myself as my team ran in there. That really helped out. And one thing to note about this match is it is a guild match, so these players, while some of the builds are experimental, they're good players, and that's good and bad because it's obviously going to lead to better opponents, but it's also better teammates. And I get down there, I was a little overzealous trying to move ahead, check out that capture, and I turned the corner and just ran right into two people, and I was already low health. There's not much getting out of that situation. I had to blow my cooldowns early. So unfortunately I go down, and I believe I stay down for quite a while in this match. Right there you see the Lich form. And when people go Lich, it is just absolutely devastating. If you can burn them down, that's good. But otherwise you need to avoid the Lich, and looks like my team is cleaning up here. Got a lot of buffs rolling around our team, which is very helpful in these group matches. If you have players that you can rely on, specs that will buff each other is very useful. And here I see the Staff Elementalist. The staff is key to my strategy and how I engage him. Staff Elementalist, you really want to try to ride. There's not much they can defend against someone right in their face, even if you're pistol class. Still very useful. And obviously still maintain buffs. That's still key to this build, is maintaining all of your buffs and keeping range. The difference now than what it was, you don't have nearly enough as much burst. And here I go down by the warrior charge. That's really hard to avoid at that point. I was pretty low health and get frenzy stomped. That's unfortunate. But anyway, going back to the strategy of this build, how it has changed. It's not as bursty. That is clear. You would expect that. So what you're going to have to do is focus on the utility of the build. And I don't believe I did it much, if at all, in this match, but one way to do that is obviously focusing on your F2 as an offensive skill, and that if you get a good F2, you have four options. One is not very useful. One will give your pistol shots blindness, one will give them confusion, and one will remove conditions. And when you use your F2, you're going to want confusion or blindness, obviously. That is just absolutely devastating. If you can blind someone for a good, 6 seconds, you can put 1 and 2 together, my goodness. But anyway, the utility is what you want to focus on. You don't want to focus on, hey, I'm going to run in here and just blow you the fuck up. You want to focus on, hey, I have all of these skills that improve my movement. I can kite you around. I have 3 different conditions. It's not as bursty. It takes a little more time to get used to. And here we go into the Red Lord. Where we had a good handle on the points, and it's a good opportunity right here. So me and Dempshion go in, and we're just clearing out these mobs. And a good thing about this build is you can pretty much solo every PvE mob, except for sharks. Sharks are just mad. I don't understand, but all of the Lord, this is easily soloable. And that comes from the kite ability of this build. So just focus on kiting and pestering. Don't think of this build as the unstoppable damaging force like a Thief or Warrior that it may have been at one point. The burst is still good. I'm not saying it's bad burst. You saw me pop Frenzy right at the start there, and I was almost managed to bring the Red Lord all the way to about half. Maybe that's a little generous, but anyway, still got shots piercing, so the AoE for this build is still very massive, and conditions always good, especially in hot join matches. Conditions just work wonders on people. A lot of people don't run condition cures. They're very good, reliable condition cures, and this build exploits that. You have 3 conditions. Even if they do have cures, you can apply them so quickly that it really doesn't matter. And that also, the shortened duration of the number 1 attack you get, your explosive shot, the shortened duration of that even lessens the effect of condition cures even more. So I mean, here I come in from the back, and you get a good flank, and you see a lot of piercing shots, and these guys just, they really weren't ready for that. I pretty much managed to take out 3 of them, and just for safe measure, engineer versus engineer, I give him the old ultimate. Match is going to end soon. I wanted to pop those up just so I had something to fall back to. I didn't know how well we were handling this fight. There goes a pretty mean burst attack from the warrior coming in, and I'm just kiting around. This warrior is really, there's beautiful bull rush dodge. It's something to keep in mind. Dodging stuns is crucial. If I had got stunned by that bull rush, I have no doubt that I would have died immediately. That's something a warrior will do. That was probably his intention. So keeping endurance is also very key to kiting, and you have to really manage your use of Elixir U because it will blow all your endurance. So a lot of my other videos I would open with Elixir U. I no longer would suggest that. I would suggest trying to wear them down and evading damage while pecking at them a bit. There are times where you may want to pop Elixir U, but I mean, that's really up to you. You got to make a judgment call and decide if you want to sacrifice all of your endurance. But you're going to need your endurance, so if you don't have Elixir S and you don't have endurance, you're going to get thiefed or you're going to get warrior. That's plain and simple. I mean, it's funny how when you don't have your skill to counter a warrior or a thief, they just teleport on you and you're absolutely screwed. Now, that's not to say that other classes can't do the same, but you know, it's just something that happens right now. I'm sure it's very frustrating for people, so you really got to take this build slower than you would have. This match actually got really close in the end here. We started off really strong, but that Lord was about to go down. It was a pretty close match. Good match for me. Spent a lot of time on the Lord there, but it was a good showing of the new play style I've been working with, the Skirmishing Alchemist build that I do prefer still. Just key things to keep in mind. Think of survival more than damage, and kiting more than getting in the face and blowing people up. And you should do fine with this build, so. And as always, I hope this video was helpful. If you'd like to see some more engineer stuff, leave some feedback, give me some comments, tell me what you'd like to see. And thanks for watching.